Nerves. Nothing but nerves. Welcome to the Extra Shift Draft Lottery Special Edition. I have a dog in this fight, which is really scary. Look, the Draft Lottery is here. We are at the point. Look, this is what you play the games for. If you are the San Jose Sharks, this is what you play the games for. Hello to everybody who's joining us, be it on Twitter, be it on the Extra Shift Facebook page, which we've had to create because group streaming is no longer a thing, or be it on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. I know I'm going to get a lot more people coming in as we're going. This is obviously just the starting point, but we've got a fair bit to talk about. So obviously the biggest starting point is that apparently it hasn't been leaked. The photo of the practice, the rehearsal run through went viral, which had the Sharks at number 1 and Utah at number 2, which worried me. Not so much because is it leaked or not, but I worried that leak is going to jinx us. The Sharks need this. Not going to sugarcoat it. The Sharks need this. Is Macklin celebrating McDavid? No. Is he even Matthews? Probably not. Do we require a player of his caliber as part of the rebuild? You better believe we do. I have a couple of nightmare fuel suggestions of what could happen here. For me, there's three that I don't want. I mean, obviously I want the Sharks to get first. There's 3 that I don't want to see. Chicago for obvious reasons. Anaheim because Sharks, no thank you. And Utah. And I don't want Utah simply because I don't want the poor long-suffering fans of Arizona to have their graves stomped on, because I feel like a Utah win would stomp all over the Arizona Coyotes, and I just don't think that's fair. So, look, we've got about 10 minutes until the actual coverage of the draft starts. The draft lottery itself has already happened. It was drawn about 90 minutes before showtime. So it's already been drawn. We are just in the waiting game. We are in that unusual position where people are waiting around to see Bill Daly. Not a position that he's used to. Most of the time, people don't want to see Bill Daly. But we are waiting for Bill Daly, which does feel a little bit like a low-rent version of the play Waiting for Godot. And I know that's probably not what you're expecting to hear on a hockey stream, but, hey, literature references is what we're here for. So as we're going, please feel free to put quotes, comments, questions, whatever in the chat while we're going. Before we get into all the stuff with the draft lottery, we've had a couple of coaching changes. Obviously, we mentioned on the Extra Shift pod this week that Lindy Ruff still has his key card active in Buffalo, so they just went, why not? Obviously, Ottawa went with Travis Green, as Kyprios rather cruelly said on his podcast. The feeling was that Ottawa decided to go cheap with Travis Green, which I feel bad for Travis Green in some ways. That's the narrative out there around that, but also, yeah, probably. There were conversations that Berube, for example, Elliot Friedman reported that Craig Berube was of interest, but they couldn't get the dollars figure to work. Probably because he wanted dollars. And Drew Bannister's had the interim head coach tag removed in St. Louis, replacing Craig Berube. Of the coaching vacancies that are official at the moment, we've still got Kings have got to work out what they're going to do. The Devils have to work out what they're going to do. Sharks obviously need to work out what they're going to do. I think today will go a long way to deciding what they want to do. Hackstall's gone from the Kraken, so they've got to work it out. Winnipeg, Rick Bowness obviously announced his retirement. It's really interesting for me. I thought that Bowness might go anyway, regardless of that. Maybe they had a conversation where they said to him, look, we're genuinely pondering if we keep you or not, Rick. So maybe he decided to retire rather than take the heat, which fair if he did, because he's earned that one. So in terms of who's left and what vacancies. One of these, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in terms of who goes where. I feel like there's a couple of coaches who are big. Also, we're waiting on Toronto, who will fire Sheldon Keefe. There's no doubt in my mind. And possibly what the Penguins decide to do as well. So Sullivan could go in Pittsburgh. Sheldon Keefe, obviously, in Toronto. I feel like Berube is a weird one because all the talk is Berube to Toronto is what's going to end up happening. I don't know if that's what they need. They keep talking about the idea of, what does this group need? And Berube, on one hand you go, well, look at what happened with St. Louis when he took over, but it was like his partial season involved a cup, and after that, not much happened in St. Louis after that. And like this year, they were not great. That's why he got fired. So I think it's I don't know if Berube is where Toronto should go. For San Jose, because let's face it, my slant's going to be San Jose. I still kind of think Ryan Wasowski's been hired to do the job. My only question is, are they trying to put another interim in? Because Nico Sturm's been mentioned. Joel Ward's been mentioned. I don't know. If you're going to put one of those in, you might as well put the guy who you hired as basically your head coach in waiting in. Is my takeaway from that. But we'll see. We'll see what San Jose decides to do. I do also like the fact that Kevin Weeks this year has been locked in the ESPN studio, so he can't tweet out the answers to the draft lottery before it happens, because last year, obviously, in the ad break, Kevin Weeks tweeted it out. So Kevin Weeks has been locked in the ESPN studios, so he cannot, under any circumstances, spoil the draft lottery. So I'm greatly enjoying that. We want Kevin Weeks on our broadcast. We really want to keep Kevin Weeks as far away from Twitter as humanly possible. It's quite good. Also, a couple of other things just briefly while we're waiting for the Macklin Celebrity Sweepstakes to take place. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Sydney time, but 3 Pacific time. Was it 3 Pacific time? Let me just check that. Might be midday Pacific time. I might have screwed that up. Tomorrow morning, anyway, I will be podcasting with the one and only Leah Merrill. So, yeah, that will be fantastic. We're going to talk Coyotes. But we were going to do this beforehand. But we decided to wait because we figured that post trade deadline, it would be a lot quieter, so we could just focus on that stuff then. I'm just changing my time because I realized I screwed up the timing. Yeah, it's midday, not 3. So it's midday Pacific, which is 5 a.m. Australian. So, yeah, just change that up because I just realized that I put the wrong tweet out. But, yeah, no, so midday Pacific or, 5 a.m. for me, we're going to talk everything that happened with the Coyotes. It'll be a great time. Look, all the work the PHNX crew did during that was ridiculously good. I feel really horrible for everything that happened in Arizona, and I feel like, they got absolutely shafted. Now, having done this, let's get into the most important thing. Let's get into the draft lottery, shall we? What do I want to happen? Well, obviously, I want San Jose to win. But in terms of what I'm looking for in the picks, I either want no moves or I want very early jumps. They're the only two things I want. I would like to see, ideally, I want the first card to appear to be Pittsburgh. If the first card to appear is Pittsburgh, so look, my ideal scenario, just to get the stress out of the way and to make it completely anticlimactic, but also just make it really good for me. I either want nobody to move in that run up to 3, or the first card out, I want to see Pittsburgh. That's my only 2 options. Because if Pittsburgh's the first card I see, then Detroit and St. Louis have won, and that means that the Sharks have got the first overall pick because you cannot jump up to first. I'm also really sort of again, the scenarios I don't want to see Chicago. No one really wants to Chicago apart from Chicago fans. I'm really disappointed in a lot of ways, actually, because it's after this year that if you win the draft lottery, you can't win it for a certain number of years. But Chicago could win 2 in a row. Chicago could get Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini back to back. Just not fair. Anaheim, I will struggle with. Because I don't want to see that player in that market that close to us, with them getting another top-end player. The other thing is, underrated as far as I'm concerned in this whole narrative, is that the San Jose Sharks have never had a first overall pick. Never. Remember the Patrick Marleau draft, we were second. The guy who was first might have been our captain and is a club legend, but we didn't pick him. And for anyone who doesn't remember or doesn't know, the San Jose Sharks expansion draft sucked because it was literally the leftovers. Here we go. We're getting to the point. Kevin Weeks, again, has been put on camera, so he cannot tweet. They are locking Kevin Weeks into a place where they can see his hands at all times. Here we go, folks. Stop showing the Sharks at 25.5%. It's still a lottery. It's still a lottery, folks. Oh, God. I'm absolutely. I didn't think I'd actually be this stressed about it, but I'm now extremely stressed about it. They're showing a lot of Macklin highlights. So we're seeing a lot of Macklin highlights right now. I'm not going to lie. I've been critical of this team in terms of it feels like the only plan is Macklin Celebrini, but now we're here. Let's have the plan, folks. The issue is, from looking at the draft, there's a clear number 1, then there's a gap, and there's a bunch of about 4 in the second spot, depending on need. And then there's another batch up until about 15. So there's clumps. I think that for the Sharks, I think Celebrini would be important because Celebrini and Smith give them some stability. There are a lot of people going, oh, they're not generational. And the Sharks you need stability and just quality production down that middle. And that's what we're chasing. We're not chasing generational in this one. We're chasing stability, quality play, and just point production. That's what they need. The Sharks need hope. And a Celebrini, and again, if the Sharks are picking second, it's not bad. Look, I would hate it if the Sharks are picking third, more because of the issues of we're in this spot for the first time, really, and the idea that we don't get it is horrific. But we shall see. This is here we go. The cards are moving. I'm looking forward to Bill Bailey standing there rather awkwardly with a card and going. My favorite year remained the year when Toronto's win in the draft lottery was hilarious for me because they had them all sitting there on the stools, all the general managers, and they made them all fly in for that moment. And I mean, the best moment of that one was Brian Burke. They cut to Brian Burke when Calgary was exactly where they were down at the back end, and Brian Burke had a look on his face like, "Why the hell did you fly me in? Why did you fly me in?" All right, so nerves, 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 nerves. All right, let's do this. Yep, I went with the White Sharks starter, the starter one today. I did think about stealth mode. I thought about Thornton jersey. I decided to go classic white Sharks starter, white with the grey and the teal, which is a great jersey. I love this jersey. It's one of my favourites. I'm slowly and quietly losing my mind here. But we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. Again, if you've got comments, if you've got questions, if you just want to make fun of me in the comments, go for it. As I said, for me, I either want to see no movement or I'd like Pittsburgh as the first card. That's all I want to see. Like, it's an all or nothing. All right. I love how they take very long ads just beforehand. Just beforehand. So for everyone who's joining the stream now, hey, this will be good. I'm sitting suffering through an Amazon commercial while we wait. We're about to get there. There's a lovely Amazon commercial. No one cares, Dan. No one cares if you bought them a tent for their bed. No one cares. Subaru were trying to sell me an Impreza. I don't want an Impreza. I would like first overall in the draft, please. Can we just move it on? Move it on. Move it on. I just want to move it on. Can we get to the draft? Can we free Kevin Weeks? Can we free Kevin? Can we free Kevin Weeks? I'd like to free Kevin Weeks, please. So we can leak it again. That would be good. Come on. Actually, I would really enjoy it if Kevin Weeks just started randomly tweeting during the draft lottery and everyone started freaking out. But he wasn't tweeting anything about the draft lottery. He was just randomly tweeting. Oh, I don't care. Countdown to puck drop. Don't care, guys. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Here we go. We're doing a whole. Here we go. The fates of the teams have been decided by lottery balls. Yeah, no one cares. Mark Lazarus just tweeted out, he's 100% right. No one cares. Just flip the damn cards. Like, Bill Daly's going to run through the whole thing. And what's going to really annoy me is that he never gets the explanation right. Like, they never get the explanation right. Remember, the NHL was so bad at this that they didn't bother to tell anyone what time this was happening until yesterday. If this is the NFL, and when the NFL do drafts, it is publicized for weeks ahead of time. They knew the day, they just didn't know what time. Mike Greer looking incredibly nervous. Mike Greer looks incredibly nervous. Some of these general managers look very nervous. Some of these general managers look like they could not care less. Carl Davison just looks like he's got this on lock. Oh, boy. This is going to, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Oh, don't show Utah. Don't show Utah. We don't need to see Utah. Oh, don't give me what a story that would be. That would be the one where everyone would go conspiracy confirmed. Oh god, I like John Butchergross like holding Macklin Celebrini up like he's a trophy. Like he kind of is. Like this is basically a competition for a shiny trophy. We don't need this. Oh god. It's gonna suck if you don't go to Vancouver then, Macklin, because look, your father's from the Bay. You grew up in the Bay Area. Your father worked in the Bay Area. You want to come to the Bay Area. You want to come. You want to come to the SAP Center. It's wonderful. Oh, we're going to talk to him a bit more, aren't we? Why? Just show the cards. We don't care. We don't care. Oh, just no, 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 no. I have no problem with the Habs getting it, Mikey. I don't like the Habs, but I have no problem with the Habs card because I just don't think the Habs know what to do with it, to be blunt. Um, and I'm saying this as a team who has a history of firing coaches and probably is going to make a bad choice of coach. But yeah, I'm ambivalent on the Habs getting him this year because I don't think it makes a big difference to them whatsoever. I don't trust. Put it this way: I don't trust that the Habs wouldn't get him and then send him to LA to get Pierre-Luc Dubois finally, because that just feels like it's inevitable. Even though PLD's been terrible, it just feels like the Habs would just use a trade to get PLD. So, like, I don't worry about that so much. The only thing I worry about with that is that it means that the Kings end up with Macklin Zelbrani, because why not? Because why not? Look, this is more painful than the season, to be blunt. Them standing there pointing at a screen with Macklin Celebrini going, "Tell us about this play, man." We don't care. But anyway, yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean, I think, look, to be blunt, I'd rather burn the Chicago card. Kyle Davidson's going to be unbearable. Please, I don't ask for much, but let the first card drawn out be Pittsburgh and just let this be over now. If the first card out is Pittsburgh, you'll see the happiest man in the history of mankind that something was a letdown. I don't know. I don't know what. This is the thing. The other reason why I kind of want first is I don't want the Sharks to have to make a decision. I kind of don't want them to make a decision. I want the decision to be made. Because if they have to make a decision, I'm not sure about. I worry they'll overthink it. If it's Celebrini, they don't have to overthink it. It just happens. So I kind of just want it to happen to them. Oh God. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Mark Lazar is pointing out something really interesting. It's interesting that the NHL is not pretending that anyone other than Celebrini is going first. Like he's there. Remember, even in the Matthews one, they spoke to Laine as well. Like, because that's the infamous Patrick Laine lying on the floor, looking like he's in a college dorm eating a bag of Cheetos after being stoned. Oh, it's Gary! Everyone, boo! Boo! How much money have they spent on the Sphere? How much? How much money do you think the NHL has burned on the sphere rather than on, things that people want? Like, promoting when the draft lottery was, for example, which they could have done with a single tweet, and they didn't bother until yesterday. But instead, we're going to the sphere. Oh, here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. We want, remember. Here we go. Good luck. Come on. Pittsburgh first. Pittsburgh first. Okay. So St. Louis, no move. Detroit, no move. Pittsburgh, no move. Which means San Jose's got a pick. So San Jose's got the Penguins pick. That stays with us. So, because that's not a top 10 pick anymore. So, yeah, we get that one. The 13th pick. So the Wild, no move. 12. Philly, no move. All right, we are now at a position where moves count. We are now in a position where moves count. I just thought about it. He just spent all of his time talking about the fact that he'd love to be drafted by Vancouver, but he can't be drafted by Vancouver. They don't have a pick. 11. Buffalo, no move. 10. Devils, no move. 'Okay. My wife just commented, "How am I going to do that hockey?" Nervously, my love. Nervously is the answer to that question. Very nervously. Oh. Back we go. Calgary, no move. 8. Seattle, no move. 7. Ottawa, no move. 'No moves. No moves. We like 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 no moves. This is good. Why do you stop to talk about it? Shut up. We don't care. I saw my love. And yes. Yes, I do. We've stopped to look at defensemen. stop to look at defensemen. Turn the card. Turn the card. Bill, turn the card. Columbus, we've got one of the three. We've got one of the three. Oh, an ad break. Of course it's an ad break. Of course it's an ad break. My wife watching me suffer on this. So, good news. We have one of the three picks. One of the three. It would be horrible if we slid to three, but we have one of the three. So, I mean, we're always going to have one of the three. But, you know, look, the chances are now that we're one and two. We're always going to have three. We're always going to have three. The fact that it hasn't come out so far means we're in with a much stronger chance of it being one or two. So, I am so nervous about this. I am so nervous about this. We cannot have Chicago. We cannot have Chicago. Everybody watching this stream, wish my wife a good day at work. She's going because she's got work to do. Oh boy. 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 Okay. 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 We're 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 okay. We are okay. I keep telling myself that we'll be fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look, the Sharks have now got two first round picks because the conditions on the other one were the 10th. So it was it was top 10 protected. So okay. 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 You're all about to see my heart get broken when we celebrate like crazy. Or a weird hybrid when we get second. So I just actually no, it won't be a weird hybrid if we get second because it's either going to be Anaheim, you know, a local hated rival, or Chicago. Sorry, Jojo, I know you watch this. Oh, here we go. Oh god. Anaheim up to. Yes! 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 First! Yes! 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 Get in there! First! First! The pain was for something! The pain was worth it! The pain was for something! Yes! 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 Oh, the pain was worth it. The pain was worth it. We are drafting first. Macklin Celebrini is a Shark. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, Mike Greer. I love Mike. I was thrilled, to be honest. It means we don't have to think. Oh, my God. I just want to thank Rob from the NHL group. One of the greatest screenshots in the history with the draft lottery on one side and me going, yes, on the other. Oh, oh, yes. San Jose Sharks will be picking first in the NHL draft. Sucking worked. We absolutely need that. We absolutely need that. It stops the team having to think. It stops the team having to worry. It stops us having to overthink the decision. It's basically done. We do now have to work out what we're doing with 14. But that's another question down the line. It is the first time in team history the Sharks are picking first. Yeah, Marky, if they overthink this, everyone in that organization needs to be fired into the sun. Oh my God. Again, the Sharks, right? The expansion draft for the Sharks was horrific. Right? We literally got leftovers. We've never drawn first. Never. He's smiling a lot. Look, I know he said Vancouver was never grew up, but again, he grew up around San Jose. He was in the Junior Sharks program. His father worked in the Bay Area. He lived in the Bay Area. The Sharks were his baby. This is, yeah. Yep. They're a great organization. Well done, Jojo, with the rigged comment. Well done, Jojo. Oh, that is so needed. That made making sure that I would get up to do this stream worth it. So we're going to wrap the stream up because I got celebrations to undertake. But Macklin Celebrini will be picked first, and he will be going to the San Jose Sharks. He will be going to the San Jose Sharks. Chicago picks second. Thank you, everyone who's watched at any point in time. Worth it. It was so worth it. Remember, 5 a.m. tomorrow Australian time, midday Pacific US time, not 3, midday Pacific US time, but 5 a.m. for Australia, although, again, always on catch-up. The video will be available on demand. I will be talking to Liam Merrill of PHNX, talking about everything Coyote/Utah and what happened there. So we're going to be doing all of that tomorrow morning. I will be up painfully early for that, but it's always a great time to chat to Liam. It's always amazing. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and go Sharks!